letter, a short letter, from Eric Ambleby to Phyllis Kelly. Eric was born in Liverpool and met Phyllis at a dance in 1915 while training in Ireland. Eric was killed in 1916 at the Somme. My dearest Phyllis, oh lady, isn't it just dreadful to think that a whole year has gone and that we have had only 12 days in it together? May God grant that it shall not be this again this year. I want every day in every year to be ours. Oh, when will this wretched war be finished?
Marshal Haig has formulated a brilliant new tactical plan to ensure final victory in the field.
Would this brilliant plan involve us climbing out of our trenches and walking very slowly towards the enemy, sir?
How could you possibly know that, Blackadder? It's classified information.
It's the same plan that we used last time, and the 17 times before that.
Exactly! And that is what is so brilliant about it. It will catch the watchful Hun totally off guard. Doing precisely what we've done 18 times before is exactly the last thing they'll expect us to do this time. There is, however, one small problem.
That everyone always gets slaughtered in the first 10 seconds.
That's right. And Field Marshal Haig is worried that this may be depressing the men attached. So, he's looking to find a way to cheer them up.
Well, his resignation and suicide would seem the obvious.
Interesting thought. Make a note of it, darling. The healthy humour of the honest Tommy. Don't worry, my boy. If you should falter, remember that Captain Darling and I are behind you.
About 35 miles behind.
Well, you know what this means?
If it's true, sir, we'll have to cancel the push.
Exactly.
Damn! What a nuisance.
Exactly what the enemy would expect us to do, and therefore exactly what we shan't do.
Now...
If we attack where the line is strongest, then Fritz will think that our reconnaissance is a total shambles. This will lull him into a sense of full security. And then next week, we can attack where the line is actually badly defended and win the greatest victory since the Winchester flower arranging team beat Harrow by 12 sore bottoms to 1. At ease, everybody. Now, where's my map? Come on.
Sir.
Thank you. God, it's a barren, featureless desert out there, isn't it?
The other side, sir.
Of course I am. Now, let's talk about something more jolly, shall we? Look, this is the amount of land we've recaptured since yesterday.
Oh, excellent.
What is the actual scale of this map, darling?
1 to 1, sir.
Come again?
The map is actually life-size, sir. It's superbly detailed. Look, there's a little worm.
Oh, yes. So the actual amount of land retaken is?
Excuse me, sir. 17 square feet, sir.
Excellent. So you see, young Blackadder didn't die horribly in vain after all.
A German spy is giving away every one of our battle plans.
You look surprised, Blackadder.
I certainly am, sir. I didn't realize we had any battle plans.
Well, of course we have. How else do you think the battles are directed?
Our battles are directed, sir.
Well, of course they are, Blackadder, directed according to the grand plan.
Would that be the plan, to continue with total slaughter until everyone's dead except Field Marshal Haig, Lady Haig, and their tortoise, Allen?
Great Scott! Even you know it! Bolt all the doors! Hammer large pieces of crooked wood against all the windows! This security leak is far worse than we'd imagined.
I was wondering whether, having been tortured by the most vicious sadist of the German army, I might be allowed a week's leave to recuperate, sir.
Excellent idea. Your commanding officer would have to be stark raving mad to refuse you.
Well, you are my commanding officer.
Well?
Can I have a week's leave to recuperate, sir?
Certainly not.
Thank you, sir.
Best of luck to you all. Sorry I can't be with you, but obviously there's no place at the front for an old general with a dicky heart and a wooden bladder. By the way, George, if you want to accompany me back to HQ and watch the results as they come in, I think I can guarantee a place in the car.
Oh, no, thank you, sir. I wouldn't miss this show for anything. I'm as excited as a very excited person who's got a special reason to be excited, sir.
Excellent. Well, chuff chuff then. See you all in Berlin for coffee and cake.
If you want to find the general, I know where he is. I know where he is. I know where he is. If you want to find the general, I know where he is. He's spinning out the medal on his chest. I saw him, pinning out the medal on his chest. Pinning out the medal on his chest. If you want to find the colonel, I know where he is. I know where he is. I know where he is. If you want to find the colonel, I know where he is. He's sitting up for some his bloody guns. I saw him, sitting up for some his bloody guns. I saw him, sitting up for some his bloody guns. If you want to find the sergeant, I know where he is. I know where he is. I know where he is. If you want to find the sergeant, I know where he is. He's drinking all the company rum. I saw him, drinking all the company rum. I saw him, drinking all the company rum. If you want to find the private, I know where he is. I know where he is. I know where he is. If you want to find the private, I know where he is. He's hanging on the old barbed wire. I saw him, hanging on the old barbed wire. I saw him, hanging on the old barbed wire. I saw him, hanging on the old barbed wire. I saw him, hanging on the old barbed wire.
A letter from Scotland. Archie Brown was held as prisoner of war in Germany for 3 years during the First World War. This is an excerpt from one of many letters sent to him from his wife Mabel. 77 Montgomery Street, Glasgow, 29th of August 1918. My most beloved Archie, the last 2 nights have gone without a word being written to you, though you know how ever present you are in my thoughts. Archie, my own, When shall I see you again? We talk of you constantly, the children and I. Last night I dreamed of you, dear. You were there beside me in bed, and I felt so content, even though you seemed so pale and tired. I wish I could dream of you every night, my dearest, but of course I can't, and I've just got to be content, even though the dreams when they come true when they come. I'm more thankful that I can tell you that you have received the parcels of clothes. Did you get everything? I can't just understand you not getting the food parcels. The regular supply should have started at the beginning of June, and the first was sent from Edinburgh around the 12th of June. I dare say by now they're reaching you all right. Goodbye for the present, dear heart. We're always thinking of you. My best love to you, beloved. From your own, Mabel.
Tiverton, September the 13th, 1916, by Canadian soldier Hart Leach from Winnipeg, shortly before he died. Canadian soldier Hart Leach. Here is his letter. Dear Mother, just a wee note. I'm going over the parapet, and the chances of a sub getting back alive are about nix. If I do get back, why, you can give me your old horse laugh. If not, this will let you know that I kicked out with my boots on. So cheer up, old dear, and don't let them use you for the newspapers material, the Saturday night magazine feature. You know the kind, with a sweet-faced, gray-haired little mother clutching her last letter from her boy to her breast, sobbed, "He was such a fine lad," as she furtively brushed the glistening tears from her eyes with an old dish rag. I'm going to tell you this, in case my company commander forgets. Your son is a soldier, and a doggone good one too, if he does say it himself. And if he gets pipped, he'll be doing his bloomin' job. In a way, it's darn funny. All the gang are writing post-mortem letters, and kind of half ashamed of themselves for doing it. As one of our officers said, if I make it out and come through this show, I'll be a joke. If I tear it up and get killed, I'll be sorry I didn't send it. So there you are.
Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile. While you've a Lucifer to light your fag, smile boys, that's the start. What's the use of worrying? It never was worthwhile. So, pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile. Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile. While you're the Lucifer to light your fag, smile boys, that's the start. What's the use of worrying? It never was worthwhile. So, pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile. Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile. While you're a Lucifer to light your fag, smile boys, that's the start. What's the use of worrying? It never was worthwhile. So, pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile.
How are you feeling, darling?
Not all that good, Blackadder. Rather hoped I'd get through the whole show. Go back to work at Pratt & Sons. Keep wicket for the Croydon gentleman. Married Doris. Made a note in my diary on the way here. Simply says, bugger.
Well, quite.
Come on, let's move.
Fix bayonets!
Don't forget your stick, Lieutenant.
Right there, sir. Wouldn't want to face a machine gun without this.
Listen, our guns have stopped.
You don't think...
Maybe the war's over. Maybe it's peace.
Oh, hurrah! The big knobs have got round the table and yanked the iron out of the fire.
Thank God. We lived through it. The Great War, 1914 to 1917.
Hip, hip, hooray!
I'm afraid not. The guns have stopped because we're about to attack. Not even our generals are mad enough to shell their own men. They think it's far more sporting to let the Germans do it.
So we are, in fact, going over. This is, as they say, it.
I'm afraid so. Unless I can think of something very quickly.
Company, one pace forward.
Oh, there's a nasty splinter on that ladder, sir. A bloke could hurt himself on that.
Stand ready.
I have a plan, sir.
Really, Bulrick? A cunning and subtle one?
Yes, sir.
As cunning as a fox who's just been appointed Professor of Cunning at Oxford University.
Yes, sir.
On the signal, company will advance!
Well, I'm afraid it'll have to wait. Whatever it was, I'm sure it was better than my plan to get out of this by pretending to be mad. I mean, who would have noticed another madman around here? Good luck, everyone.
This is a love letter from George to Eileen. It was found in a locked drawer of a dressing table in Shepton Mallet in 2017. The dresser was being offered for sale by auction. The family have never been traced. A diamond engagement ring was also found in the drawer. Sadly, we are not able to know if Eileen ever received the letter. March 1916. My dearest Eileen, I'm sorry to leave you so suddenly. I have enclosed my grandmother's ring as a promise to you that I will come back and one day marry you. My deepest apologies that I cannot give you this ring and letter in person, but I am being deployed imminently. I am sure my mother will make sure my letter finds its way to you as soon as possible. Please do wear the ring, and every time you look at it, think of me. I shall miss you dearly, my beloved. Yours eternally, George.
We
and gentlemen, our wonderful street choir.
The closing of the Victoria Hall Red Cross Hospital, March 1990, by H.F. Masner. There's a funny-looking building in the centre of our town, built from 3 distinctive designs by builders of renown. Sometimes behind the frowning face, you'll find a heart of gold. And if this building had a town, what tales is growing fame? Of golden-hearted nurses who never tired grew, of trying to relieve the pain of heroes dressed in blue. Through wind and rain and storm they came, some names I dare to mention. Miss Thomas came from Bishopston, who begged deserves and pension. Miss Bellingham from Caswell Road, Miss Evans from the town, and from the Mumbles hilltop, Miss Bullingaff trotted down. Miss Taylor from Bernadron, Miss Hoggle from West Cross, and Mrs. Perkins from Slade Road. Be careful, she's the boss. Miss France too has worked so hard, done more than words can say. Miss Hilda Thomas, Mrs. Lloyd, and many more as well. Thank you.
things to do.